Give them a scalpel. You looking at me, Diamond?
We're losing adrenaline now.
You'll never amount to anything, Diamond.
Everybody clear. You scum.
We've lost him.
Hello viewers. We've had at least, oh I don't know, 2 letters saying, "Dear Dominic, why is it that in heaven the angels always seem to be doing all the work?" Well, as you can see, that's not the case. Heaven doesn't clean itself, and I'm more than prepared to get dirty with the girls. On today's show, 2 titanic entertainment worlds collide in an event we call Blokes with Bikes.
Today's event is all about cycles, and I'll be putting my 2 contestants to their paces on 2 separate challenges, both involving 2-wheeled transport. The first challenge involves the unusual virtual reality exercise bike, which players must pedal and steer just like a real bicycle in order to propel the virtual bike along the path. For this challenge, each player must pedal furiously in an attempt to reach the second checkpoint in the quickest amount of time. Good luck.
And here to take part in Blokes with Bikes, please welcome our special guest, the most brightly dressed man in all of TV land, the human dynamo himself, Mr. Motivator. Welcome to the show, Mr. M. Now, listen, I don't have a very demanding job, right? I just stand here, I just talk a bit. Do I really need exercise?
Oh, I look at you and I think to myself, yeah, you got to protect what you have. That means exercising. Because if you don't use it, you will lose it, my man.
So then what kind of exercises should I be doing for a job like this?
Well, someone who's fit like you, or should be fit, should be running up and down stairs, should be doing lots of running on the spot, squats, press-ups, working on the stomach area, working on the shoulders.
No, this is too tiring, just isn't it? So can you show me a basic one I can do then? What's a kind of good bit that won't hurt me too much?
I tell you what we could do. Why not some press-ups? That's a basic one, isn't it?
Well, you show me how to do them.
No. You come down with me. Like so, down you go.
I'm going down with Mr. Motivator.
Here we go. Okay. You ready? Stomach nice and tight.
Right.
Ready? Here we go. Down.
Okay.
Up.
And then up.
Go on, do it again. There, get down and up.
I would like to say...
You keep going, guy.
I would like to say, if anyone's watching, remember, Mr. Motivator is a professional. Do not try wearing this kind of outfit at home. Okay, that's quite enough for me, Derek, I think. Okay, well, listen, you're not going to be doing this on your own. We have a fine challenger for you tonight. So please welcome someone dressed slightly differently from Mr. Motivator. Our challenger tonight, Andy Gray. Welcome to the show. Top entrance, Andy.
Derrick.
Now, Andy, your biker name is Gringo.
Right, yeah.
Why Gringo?
Mum's half Spanish.
All right. Oh, so it's because of your mum.
Yes.
That's very nice,
my darling mum. Yeah, that's all it is.
And you're a total bona fide 24-hour biker.
Yep.
You're not like an accountant who changes after work.
Tattoos are like, you know, piercings.
So what is the best thing about the biker lifestyle then?
All the usual cliches. You know, freedom, or king of the road, and that sort of rubbish.
Okay, well listen, Mr. Motivator is going to go first in our exercise bike part of our challenge. So while he eases that lycra onto that saddle, we're going to take a look at today's news. Believe it or not, you can now control your computer just using your thoughts. If this wee device is for real, the Mind Drive. Put your finger in the hole and it can allegedly pick up signals from your brain.
I'm about to head down this ski run, and I'm going to use my thoughts to turn left to go in between these gates here on the left. Now I'm going to go in between the blue ones, so I have to go to the right. I have to go back to the left to go between these. So, I'm using my thoughts to turn left and turn right and head down the mountain.
If this is true, then it is indeed fantastic, but we think lots of legs are being pulled. If you've just been given a PlayStation for Christmas, then ooh! Also, you might want to start saving for this game. Promising to be a more atmospheric and gory version of Doom, Resident Evil is still in development.
Top work, mate. But from this early demo, it certainly looks like it's going to be banned. For those of you desperate to know the answer to our competition, what is Dominik's favourite game of all time? The answer is sensible soccer, which is almost as much fun as dining with a lady. The 10 lucky winners have their names on the bottom of the screen as I speak, and you'll be getting sent either a Saturn or a PlayStation. Very, very soon.
We're about ready to start our event today, Blokes with Bikes. The first leg is on exercise bikes, so it should be Mr. Motivator's strong leg here. Help me out throughout today's event as a man with a similar fitness level to myself. Kirk Ewing, Baron Ewing, have you got any tips for the guys?
Dr. Diamond, well, the first thing to remember here for the stupid people, particularly at home, is to try and stay on the road, use your handlebars to steer. The next thing they should be trying to do is move up gears as quickly as possible. Try and get in the high gears. That's where you'll get the biggest speed. Now, I am slightly concerned that Mr. Motivator's lycra costume might fuse with his buttocks. So I've got my fire extinguisher handy here, just in the off chance.
You can never be too safe, Kirk. That's what I always say.
That's right, Doctor.
OK then, basically, whichever one of our challengers can get to the second checkpoint in the quickest time, they will carry that advantage onto the second leg. So best of luck, Mr. Motivator. Start pedalling. So off Mr. Motivator goes. We can see in front of him there's a couple of bikes there. They're controlled by the computer. They're just there to kind of generally cause some kind of obstacle and obstruction in there. We can see in the right corner of the screen there, he's going at 0.74 miles an hour, so quite slow, actually. Oh no, 7.5 miles an hour. No, it's 0.76 miles an hour. Quite slow to begin with there, actually, Kirk.
It certainly is quite slow, and as you can see, I mean, one of the main things he did there, first of all, was veer off the road towards the sheet. Now, I would say to avoid that as best as possible.
Come on.
Mr. Motivator's back on track as we go for 35 seconds now. He's picking up a little bit more speed now. He might get past the computer. He's coming up for the jump here, Kirk.
Oh, and up he goes.
Actually, now good suspension on this little bike though, Kirk.
Excellent suspension. I can't quite see who the other competitors are. They seem to maybe it actually could be robots in the other bikes. We can't be sure that they are human beings.
Exactly. Another little kind of brief flirtation with the grass there, Kirk.
Yep.
OK, he's come out to the first checkpoint. He goes through that in a time of 57 seconds there. So he's doing not too bad. Average miles an hour, I think it's 18.5 now, which is not bad. That's quite fast, Kirk.
Well, I would expect so. I mean, someone with thighs like Mr. Motivator, I would expect a good performance from them.
Very energetic pair of thighs from the young M. 1 minute 15 seconds gone there. He's doing that bad. He's getting his rhythm. We're coming up to the second checkpoint. Quite a tricky little S-bend here. Oh, he's off towards the sheep again. He comes to the second checkpoint. That's it. And 1 minute 22 seconds for Mr. Motivator. Please make way for Gringo. Okay, best of luck, Gringo. Start pedaling now. Mr. Motivator, give us a kind encouragement there, actually.
Yep.
Okay, and off goes Gringo. Then a faster, slightly faster start, actually, I think, from we can see there's those weird computer people you were talking about, Kirk.
That's right. I mean, I think you'll probably find that this whole game is based and set around Milton Keynes. So they're probably residents of Milton Keynes out for a small stroll in the afternoon.
That's actually what they look like. Again, we can see that Gringo has favoured the grass route at the start of the game.
Well, it's very difficult to avoid, Dominic.
Now he's coming up for the bank here. We're going to see a little bit of a jump. Oh, he's on the trees. No, he's out the trees. That was almost disaster there for Gringo, Kirk.
It certainly was. It's a difficult bit for him here. Legs pumping furiously in mute nostril agony.
They certainly are. 6.5 average miles an hour. I think he might be slightly faster than Derrick at this point, but we'll know when he goes through that first checkpoint. Mr. Motivator got through it in 57 seconds, and Andy's been going for about 50 so far. Here he comes up towards the first checkpoint. Now we're going to get an idea of the split times and see how Gringo is doing. He goes through it in 54 seconds, so he's up on Mr. Motivator, Kirk.
Easy rider, there's no two ways about it. Although I would have imagined that Gringo would be used to something slightly more powerful between his legs.
That is true, Kirk. I couldn't agree more. Okay, 1 minute 9 seconds gone here, and a clear road in front of him. Oh, he's going down the bank a little bit there, Kirk. That's not going to help him a lot. Now he's back on, and now we can see the finishing line. Just this little S-bend to go. I think he might well tank Mr. Motivator's time. He comes up, he's through the checkpoint. 1 minute 20. So at this point, Gringo's 2 seconds up on Mr. Motivator. Well, Derrick, this was going to be your strong event, and you're 2 seconds behind. What happened?
I give him a chance. Give him a chance.
It wasn't all those press-ups tiring you out at the start?
No, he's younger than me. I had to give him a go. You know how
so
it is.
You reckon you can still pull it back on the big motorbike?
That's the easy bit.
Now, Gringo, what was that like then compared to riding your Harley?
Well, I was looking for the accelerator first. Secondly, I've never sweated so much in these leathers.
No, they're not exactly the right trouser
to wear for this.
No.
I mean, maybe for the actual motorbike one, would you fancy slipping into something like Mr. Motivator's one?
Yeah, a little toned down, I think, you know, little nice black ones with lightning bolts up the side.
OK, well, listen, while we move our two gentlemen up to the second leg of our challenge, we'll take a look at today's reviews. First up on the PlayStation, Lone Soldier. A professional combat bloke with underdeveloped social skills and questionable physical hygiene fights guys on his own.
Doom without a roof, or at least that's what Telstar would like you to believe about Lone Soldier. The truth of the matter is it's a very good idea that doesn't quite come off. You play a Rambo-type character running along various valleys, shooting everyone who gets in your path, but the collision detection is dodgy, and there's no reaction when you are hit, and there's no reaction when you hit the baddies yourself.
What with lakes where you have boats coming across and soldiers to shoot and everything, it's very clumsy and very hard to control. What I would suggest instead is getting an Action Man, putting Doom on your PlayStation and holding the Action Man in front of the screen, just wobbling him around. It's pretty much similar.
Next up, Ridge Racer Revolution on the PlayStation, in which all of the cars from the first game get together and complain about low wages and long hours. Or probably not.
To be honest, it's not that different to Ridge Racer itself, but it does have 3 brand new tracks that are incredibly well designed, and better still, a 2-player link-up.
The game is very, very similar, and the tracks are just that little bit longer, they're a little bit faster, and they're more windy. This is the test that Ridge Racer experts have been waiting for, as the gameplay is just that little bit more tense and a bit more twitchy, similar to Wipeout. This is going to push people a little bit harder, but have we seen enough Ridge Racer?
Yep, those PlayStation owners who have already got Ridge Racer have probably seen too much of it to get Ridge Racer Revolution. And Ridge Racer Revolution is a lot more difficult, which is exactly what Ridge Racer always needed. It's tops.
As well as being a hideously underrated social disease, worms are coming to the PlayStation. Randomly generated levels means there's up to 10 billion possible scenarios, which is quite a lot as it happens.
Even though it looks very basic in its graphics, the gameplay is fantastic, with you taking on a team of 4 worms, each of which have a variety of methods of destruction.
The ultimate goal in Worms is to decimate your opponent. You can even use dragon punches from Street Fighter 2. You can bungee jump. This game is fantastic in 1-player mode. As a multiplayer game, it excels. And as a multi-format release, I think this is going to be a huge hit. In fact, I'd stake my bandana on it.
Coming up in part 2, the second leg of our Blokes with Bikes event. During the break, me and Gringo are going to teach Mr. Motivator some alternative lifestyle exercises. So, with the bottle of pop in your right hand, raise the bacon sarnie to your mouth, chew, and repeat when necessary.
Remember, kids, what you eat today, you wear tomorrow.
Join us after the break. We're just about to start the second leg of our Blokes with Bikes challenge. Mr. Motivator has consumed 17 bacon sandwiches during that break, so he's setting a fine pace here. While our two guys get ready for the next leg then, we'll take a look at today's feature. At the end of the last series, I visited the set of Lawnmower Man 2 and was kept up half the night waiting to interview Patrick Bergen. The original film was a huge success, and Lawnmower Man 2 picks up, quite literally, where that left off.
I am God here.
Job, who lost his legs after an accident with a lawnmower, has found power inside virtual reality and is now attempting to destroy the real world and force everyone into cyberspace to push up property values and make a killing. Despite the heavy-sounding plot, there's a definite younger feel this time around, with more action and a cast made up largely of young cyber brats who can navigate the virtual world no problem. Their leader is Peter, the only member of the original cast to appear in the sequel. Unfortunately, Peter only knew Job as the nice guy next door with the big lawnmower, and consequently gets sucked into his plans.
Job? You're alive. How can that be?
There isn't time, Peter. I need your help. I'm dying.
What do you mean, dying?
I need you to find someone for me. Benjamin Trace.
What?
Dr. Benjamin Trace. He's in seclusion somewhere. You've got to bring him, Peter. When the cyberscape dies, so do I.
What if you want Jack in?
Tell him I'm building his Chiron chip.
Never trust a bloke who says Chiron chip, because Job has stolen it from my mate Patrick Bergen.
I thought you said that trains didn't run through these tunnels.
They don't!
Oh my God, it's heading right for us!
The game is afoot.
Top train track changing work, Patrick. But the real star of the film, in spite of his acting, is Job, who rules the most unfeasibly large virtual landscape we've ever seen. In fact, the producers claim that Job's virtual city is the biggest computer-generated model ever outside of Milton Keynes. Inevitably, the action leads Bergen into cyberspace to confront Job, and that's where the poo really hits the mixer.
I found the secret to immortality in the Chiron chip.
Where is the Chiron chip?
Come with me now, won't you?
I think everybody's gonna enjoy it because it's one of those films that's not just for certain audiences.
It's basically like being inside a huge video game.
Farhad Man has created a wonderful, beautiful film.
Get him out of there!
It's getting out of control!
I've never seen Job like that before.
You've got to stop Joe before it's too late.
And in 3 days, I'll be in every system in the world.
He came to save you, Joe.
In here, I am the savior.
Lawnmower Man 2 will be plopping onto a cinema screen near you from March.
The second and final part of our event is on the Namco arcade racer Cyber Cycles, in which contestants must again reach the second checkpoint as quickly as they can by steering their bike through the treacherous city track. Remember, the time they achieve in this will be added to their time on the earlier challenge, with the joystick going to whichever contestant had the lowest combined figure.
Okay, we have the top exercise superstar Mr. Motivator and top biking bloke Gringo about to try the second leg of our Blokes with Bikes event. Mr. Motivator is 2 seconds behind after the first leg. Kirk, how can he pick up that time?
Thing to do here, Mr. Motivator's got to bank early into the turns and accelerate hard out. If you come into the turns too late, bank too late, you're going to end up in the accident emergency, and we're not just talking about an elastoplast. One other thing you should look for is to make sure and check his helmet for defects before he hits the track.
Some wise words there from Mr. Ewing. Okay, best of luck, Mr. Motivator. Whoever gets to the second checkpoint, that's going to be the time we'll be looking at. 2 seconds to make up. Mr. Motivator, rev your engine.
3, 2, 1, go!
And of course, Mr. Motivator, he's in the yellow man right in front of the screen there. At the top left-hand corner, you can see the time ticking away. There, he's got about 7, 8 seconds now. There is going to be other bikes on the screen, but they're computer controlled. All they will do is get in his way. Kirk, some slight problems with the turns there for Mr. Motivator.
He is having a slight problem with the turns, but he is going like a crazy, wild, crazy thing out of hell.
He certainly is. He's coming in there to kind of quite a tight left-hander there. His time is 25 seconds there. Oh, scuffed his wheels there in that turn, Kirk.
Yeah.
Oh, Wipeout City there. How bad was that actually?
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, that was an extremely bad accident.
And he's got another wipeout from Mr. Motivator.
He's not going to be the pretty man he was before this challenge, Dominic.
He's been gone for 44 seconds. I don't think we've gone to the first checkpoint yet. It's another tight right-hander here. It's becoming a bit of a chicane there as it goes into the left-hander there. But you see computer bikes just in the distance here. But I don't even know if he's going to be troubling them at all here. Again, it's a windy, twisted course. This is the city course. It's quite a hard course in the game. Let's not forget, that's the first checkpoint there. Going through in about 1 minute, 2 seconds there. He's going into the right-hander here now. Kirk is wiped out again. He's not listening to you, is he?
He's not. No, he's doing exactly what we told him not to do. He's coming in a bit too late on the corners and he's just finding it an extremely agonising experience.
He's a bit confused by the challenge. Mr. Motivator obviously believing there is bonus seconds taken off for every time that you do crash. Going to a slightly banking left-hander there. So there's the second checkpoint. We can see it. Mr. Motivator goes through it. 1 minute, 29 seconds there. Mr. Motivator, please make way for Gringo. So if we add that to Mr. Motivator's time in the first event, it gives him a total of 2 minutes 51. If we take away Gringo's time for the first event, that means Gringo has to complete this in 1 minute 31 seconds or less to win the challenge. This is going to be his strong event with it being a motorbike challenge. So Kirk, I reckon he should do it.
Well, I'm placing everything on Gringo. I expect him to end up there as a great bike hero, just like Dennis Hopper in that famous movie, Easy Rider.
Thank you very much, Kirk. OK, best of luck, Gringo. Rev your engine. OK, so off goes Gringo then. He's gone for the most advanced bike, the power hog there. That means he can power slide around the corners. It's going to be much faster, but a little bit more difficult to control. Off he goes then. Oh, no, but he's wiped out already, Gringo now. This could cause him problems. He's got to be 1 minute 31. He's already been on for 16 seconds. Nowhere near the first checkpoint yet. The pressure's on him now, Kirk.
Certainly is, and I would be slightly concerned. I'm sure I saw a couple of crisp bags lying around the course there. He's got to look out for them.
Of course, one of the worst contributions to road safety we've ever had in this country, the old crisp bag.
Don't throw him out.
OK, it's a tight left-hander. Oh, and now Gringo wipes out there. 36 seconds gone on the clock. He's revving up. Power slide's a bit of a problem still, Kirk.
I think he's maybe just getting a bit carried away with his own masculinity there. You know what I mean? He's putting a lot into it, and it's all falling flat for him.
This is it. Now he's going wide on this turn, cutting it easy. That's a little bit better there. He's going to, a little bit of a scuff of the tyres into this final part at the end of the chicane. You can see a computer driver up in front. He's safely past him. He's been over 55 seconds here. He's doing that bad. He's picking up this time now, Kirk.
It certainly is one of the most blokish experiences I've had watching Gringo ride this bike through the second checkpoint.
OK, that's through the first checkpoint there. He comes into another right-hander there. Where's he going? What's happening? Oh, went a bit confusing there. 1 minute 10 gone. He's got 21 seconds to get to that second checkpoint. He's underneath the advertising banners. Coming up another tight one here.
I think he's...
Oh, just skidding. He's just making a final skid of his teeth, Kirk.
I think he's got the measure of this hog bike now, and I think he's actually going to pull through here.
OK, here he goes. 1 minute 29. He's going to the finish. 1 minute 30. 1 minute 30. He's just done it unbelievably. By 1 second, Gringo is the winner.
Well done, Gringo.
That was a close one there.
Strong grip, that guy.
I'll tell you, the interesting thing is, right, was that you actually had a faster time on the motorbike one than Gringo, and he had a faster time than you on the exercise bike one. Does that make you want to change your career?
No, I just want to say to the children at home, the fun is in the competing, not in the winning.
Funny, everybody who comes second always says that on the show, Mr. Motivator. Now, Gringo, you did crash quite a lot.
Yeah, it's not like me, that.
On that, well, I don't know, actually. No, I don't see you down as a kind of Barry Sheehan type of person. But was there ever any point where you thought you might have blown it?
Just at the end, yeah, when you're all egging me on. I was just getting short of time, wasn't I? So.
That's it, one wobble and you would have bit in the dust and Mr. Motivator would have walked away with the prize.
Yeah. Actually, because I knew what the prize was from the beginning of this show, I thought, well, I better let him win.
Thank you very much. I'm not quite sure if that is complimentary or not. But so that means the winner of our special Blokes with Bikes Go to GamesMaster Joystick is Gringo. And let's give a round of applause for today's special guest, Mr. Motivator. Well, that's quite enough figure-hugging costumes for 1 week, and we've run out of time. And remember, folks, life is a bit like a mountain bike. It's tough going uphill, but fantastic going down. Bye-bye. I love this lighting with me on it. If you look at that, I'm like a young Brando in this light. A bald one with glasses.